So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots, gay triots, they triots, black triots, brown triots. Fuck off! Welcome to America's top DEI podcast that sits right in the epicenter of Asshole Island in Trump's America. We are the rebellion, bigger than the resistance, and we say fuck them.
Fuck them all.
That's right. Okay, my co-host Pumps, what have you had it with?
Okay, what I've had it with, and this includes you.
Okay.
I've had it with non-sweaters. And by that, I mean not like you wear the sweater, like people that don't sweat.
Yeah.
And let me give you an example. So we're in New York last week. I have on like a athletic skirt and a tank top. Jennifer has on jeans, tennis shoes, short sleeve shirt, but jeans.
Right.
We walk through New York. It's 100 degrees. I'm sweating. I look like I just got out of the shower.
Right.
I mean, it's dripping down my face. We sit down to eat, and I'm sliding on the chair because I'm so sweaty. And I look over at you. You don't even have fucking glow. There's no glow.
Dry as a baby.
And I'm just looking at you like, I fucking hate people that don't melt and wilt in the heat like I do. Because I mean, my hair that's why I cut my hair. Because I can't live with this I'm hot. Sweating, not even like a dewy look.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad. I could hardly enjoy my lunch. I was so mad.
Several things about this. Of course, the narcissist in me loves that your grievance is actually a compliment to me. So I want to point that out from the jump. Secondly, I do think the age disparity contributes to this. And lastly, just to triple down on my victory lap, it's the athleticism, like just
you are an athlete.
Walking around New York doesn't even get my heart rate up. Therefore, I don't even sweat because I am an athlete on the court.
Well, first of all, I don't think it was 100 degrees. I mean, it wasn't an athlete thing. It was
my body is a fine-tuned machine.
But you come back from tennis.
Youth.
Fuck. Instead of the fountain of youth, it's the fine-tuned body machine of youth. I mean, it's that almost 51-year-old youthfulness.
Just know this, listener, and my dear bestest friend Pumps. No matter what my age is, it's always minus yours.
Right. Negative.
Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing. Thank you for your
I didn't mean this to be a compliment. I'm kind of mad how this all turned around.
I know. Right as you were teeing it up, I was like, she's just walking right into this. And this is what friends do. We poke at each other. But I do like that your grievance turned out to be somewhat of a compliment to me. I like that a lot. I want to tell you what I've had it with. Okay. I've had it with Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, God.
And, I want to dive into the psychology behind this. Okay. Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce Jenner. Mm-hmm. Bruce Jenner felt like they were trapped in their body and feels safe enough and comfortable enough to transition to who they really are. And has the wealth and the privilege to do it without a lot of critique and hatred that a lot of people would get.
Right.
And then once Caitlyn Jenner's out and about and around, she's MAGA?
Yeah. She's at Mar-a-Lago?
Here's my thing. Like, I don't understand this notion that even women, and this goes to all the white women that voted for Trump, I don't understand when you see that they're coming after your group of people, why you would join them, because eventually the knives will be turned directly at you. So if you're Caitlyn Jenner, if you're Clarence Thomas, if you're, Caroline KKK Levitt, right. At some point, it all comes back to you. And it's just an interesting phenomenon in American politics that people consistently and proudly and loudly vote against their own best interests. It's fascinating to me, like how Caitlyn Jenner can see all the transphobia, and then she herself is like a transphobic trans person.
Right. And loud and proud about it. Like has zero self-awareness that she's hurting a group that she is a part of, which, you know, obviously I've said time and time again, my disappointment with white women over the reproductive freedom issues. But this is weird that you brought this up because I was driving home from work yesterday and I was thinking, you've got Stephen Miller, who is no question a Nazi. I mean, he is the most racist motherfucker on the planet. He's Jewish and he has a brown wife. I don't understand how all that works in his head. You've got Candace Owens. She is a black woman that is siding with a group of white supremacists.
It's crazy.
I was just thinking, like, how does all that track?
Scott Bessent, the Secretary of Treasury, that queen thinks that somehow he's going to be immune once the Christian nationalists take full control, because Trump is just, quote unquote, their imperfect vessel. But I mean, he's first on the chopping block. And it's amazing how, I guess it's an arrogance that people think they're the exception. Like all of these other people are terrible trans people, but I'm the exception. I'm the one trans person that is special and different. And for Scott Bessent, I guess he just thinks all these other queens and lessies, they're just, you know, out of control gays. I'm the exception. I guess Clarence Thomas thinks all these other black people that all these white people call horrible racist tropes like lazy and all the other racist, both overt and covert shit that white people say about black people. I guess he thinks he's the exception. But my favorite has been the Latinos for Trump.
Yeah.
And they had these big rallies in Florida. And it's like, dun, 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 you know, all the salsa dancing. And it's like Latinos for Trump and for MAGA. And they're screaming the microphone. And they have a great culture, Latino culture. You know, it's like the salsa dancing and all this. So they put on these, you know, with the bongos, they put on these great rallies. Guess what's happening to the people that put on these rallies? Their spouses are now in ICE custody. And they're literally going, well, I didn't think he was coming after us. And I'm like, I don't know what campaign you watched, but he didn't seem to decipher about who he was going to deport. I got the message that it said mass deportation now. And I got the message that they weren't going to be particularly choosy over which brown people they kicked out. And I paid very close attention to the election cycle because of this here podcast. So it's just fascinating to me that they buy into this and somehow think they're the exception and then don't fight for their own people or themselves.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I spend a lot of time ruminating about that. Like, how does that work? And I do think it's a phenomenon that applies in every category. And I guess it's exceptionalism.
Do you think it's a symptom of American exceptionalism that we're kind of raised and indoctrinated in, that America is the best country in the world? America is so exceptional. Like, I certainly will say, after having a public school education during the Cold War in the 80s, graduated from high school in 92, had to stand up and say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. I never thought anything weird of it until I got older. And I believed all through my adolescence that America was the greatest country in the world. Right. I never questioned it. I was fully indoctrinated to believe that we were exceptional, that we were the best, that we were different. So is this a symptom of that type of mindset, indoctrinating children, that then you think because you are American, you are exceptional, you are so fantastic? It's all about individual rights. Is it a symptom of that, or do you think we just raise a country of narcissists?
No, I think it has to be. I think it has to be a symptom of that. And I think you lap on the super evangelical, fundamentalist Christian, I'm number one, Jesus chose me, I'm the favorite. So you've got those two things working in tandem. But there's no evidence to suggest that, you know, Caitlyn Jenner is exceptionally religious. And I wonder then, does it go to wealth? When you have such massive wealth, do the consequences that other people have to live with are you above those in your mind? Because look at Donald Trump. I mean, he was born into massive wealth. He has faced no accountability his entire fucking life, and he has been a walking crime spree.
Here's something that Donald Trump, Caitlyn Jenner, the Latinos for Trump, Clarence Thomas all have in common: self-loathing and desperately seeking approval from the cool kids. So Clarence Thomas hates the fact that he's Black, and he seeks out to be less Black by getting the approval of the white ruling class who only need him in their life to assuage their racist impulses. No, we're not racist. We're supporters of Clarence Thomas.
Right.
You know? I think that probably Caitlyn Jenner, a part of her hates that she's trans and therefore attacks the community. And I think it's probably a deep psychological thing. Trump, this motherfucker doesn't care about policy.
No.
He doesn't want to sit around and talk about tariffs. He wants to be able to tweet, I made all these great deals. And then he wants to tweet about his perfume that he's selling. And then he wants to tweet, the other day he was tweeting AT&T for customer service. I mean, this isn't not some intellectual, but at the end of the day, all of these people have an inferiority complex. Right. And within their inferiority complex, they seek to destroy something they see in themselves that they don't want to address. And I think that's the one thing that Donald Trump has in common with all these other grifters.
Yeah, that's probably right. And just profound insecurity.
Just assholes.
Just assholes. Devoid of empathy could also be added to that list.
It could be. It really could be. I don't know. I just was thinking about Caitlyn Jenner popped up somewhere, and I just thought, does anybody even take her seriously? Do you not realize the entire MAGA movement, anytime we post something and the MAGA gets on our thing, it's like, you don't even know what a woman is. That's their go-to line on everything. There's just this mass population of trans people out here just trying to fuck with MAGA.
Right.
That's what they think. And so I don't know. I just thought that was just such a bizarre, because everybody kind of embraced Caitlyn when she transitioned. I remember she was on the cover of some magazine.
I did.
And it was just kind of how brave, that's cool. And then she just takes this far right evil turn, And I think the same thing can be kind of said for Elon Musk. He is an immigrant that actively campaigned against immigrants. There's this self-hatred and this self-loathing that exists in it.
Yeah, but I think Elon Musk also, it's hard to lump him in a certain category because of his ketamine issues. That, who knows who he is sober? I mean, it's impossible to know. I mean, he's a real asshole.
I think we have to judge it for what he is right now and the damage that he's done to the country. And he was part of a very authoritarian style campaign similar to the Nazi Germany's, where you identify who you're going to hate. Who are we going to blame all of our problems on? And that was immigrants and gay people. And he is so anti-trans that he has a trans daughter that he pays zero attention to. So ketamine, no ketamine, addict, no addict, treated, not treated. The buck stops with him, and he's accountable for his hatred. He's accountable for his authoritarian play to demonize and demoralize trans people and immigrants. And I've been around addiction. You yourself are a recovering addict. This goes beyond. I've never seen somebody that's an addict that turns into this type of evil, nefarious type thing. Usually they hurt themselves, but this is something bigger than that. And I can't give him the addiction excuse.
I'll tell you another one I have a question about. You're Usha Vance. You marry.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
You marry someone that's writing letters for law review about the problems with immigration, racism, standing up for the little guy. And then you have 2 or 3 kids with him. And then all of a sudden he's on Fox News saying, I love my wife, but she's not white.
She can't help it.
She can't help it that she's not white. What about the mind fuck for her? Which, I mean, obviously she's in now. But I mean, your husband basically is siding with white supremacists. At the Republican National Convention, everyone went bananas in MAGA because she was not white.
And that she was a vegetarian.
Oh, right.
Do you remember at the RNC, she said something on stage because she's Hindu and they don't eat meat. And so she said something about being a vegetarian and, you remember Ted Cruz going, Kamala Harris can go to hell because I'm going to eat my cheeseburger. Like that's the big alpha male, like, okay, Ted, go eat your cheeseburger, big boy.
We can tell you're eating cheeseburgers, Ted. You're not hiding it from us.
And so I don't know. That's a really weird thing. But I think that goes into, she's probably a battered wife to some extent. I think that what he does outwardly is emotional abuse towards her. I think his statements about her race and his statements about immigrants are abusive to her. And that's just what he does in public.
Right.
So I can only imagine what he does in private. And we all know what my theory is on JD Vance.
Oh, yeah.
My theory is that JD Vance is dying to dress like a woman. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I want him to be able to do that. And I'll fight for his right to be able to do that. But there's something amiss there. But I do think that she is a victim of spousal abuse. And I think JD Vance is an abuser because to outwardly speak the way he speaks about minorities when your wife is a minority right. and your own offspring, your own children are minorities, to speak in the disparaging way that he does and to support a racist regime that he does is outright abuse. He is an abuser. And quite frankly, I think the entire MAGA movement, they're all abusers.
Yeah, I feel like the whole country is the victim of abusive spouse. I mean, Donald Trump, he abuses everybody in his path, and now it's the American people on a large scale.
The MAGA movement is just a very abusive, toxic movement that's very nosy, very petty, can't mind their own business.
Bullies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
All right, welcome to I've Had It. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie.
She's the star of our show and the
HBIC. B is for beaver and bitch. I'm either one.
That's
good.
Right. Kylie?
Yes.
Kiki, the magic lesbian.
Yes.
First and foremost, how are the lesbians?
They're good.
You know, I want our listenership to know that we prioritize lesbianism at I've Had It podcast because I believe that lesbians should be in charge of the majority of the federal government.
I 100% agree. I have never met an incompetent lesbian, and I see incompetent white men up and down the line all day, every day.
I think that, like, if we want out of this mess, put the lesbians in charge.
Did you see something was going around social media that says put the gays and the women in charge? You guys have had your run or something. And I was
saw
like,
that.
Nailed it.
And I think we even go
further. Lesbians.
Yeah, the lesbians.
There's a reason we're the first letter in LGBTQIA+.
You're right.
We're leading the pack.
Most competent first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
And A is last. That's asexual for Angie.
Hey, at least I'm in the group.
If it's ranked on competency and order, LGBTQIA.
Well, I mean, speaking only for myself, that's probably fair. I would not put myself above a lesbian, for sure.
Okay.
But does that mean if I came out and became a lesbian, I would be more
You
competent?
jump straight to the competent train. Yeah, I think
It
that
helps.
It's another advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got an email from a listener. This is from Chris, and they write, "Hey folks, just wanted to say your show is one of my absolute favorite podcasts. I'm an indigenous trans guy living in NYC, and you're the reason I'm that person cracking up on the train and getting side eyes from strangers. I usually reserve this compliment strictly for Irish folks, but y'all have officially earned it. You are the highest quality of Caucasians. Premium grade, no notes. Thanks for the laughs, the chaos, and the joy. Chris."
That couldn't be nicer.
that's fantastic.
That makes me feel really good.
It really does. It really does. It make you feel competent?
Not as competent as a lesbian. I'm
Not
still
as competent
last.
as Kylie, but competent enough to garner that type of praise.
Yeah. Well, I don't know
From
if I'm
an
worthy.
indigenous trans person. I think you're very worthy, Pumps.
Thank you.
Pumps and I need to share with everybody that we have written a book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. And believe it or not, Pumps and I have not always been so rock solid, and we talk about all of our trials, tribulations, most of all our fuck-ups. Yes, because fuck-ups are relatable and a part of the human experience.
I have gotten so much feedback regarding the book that because of my situation with the religion and addiction and all that people relate to that. So I do think there's something to take away that's comforting about it, because we've all been in very difficult situations.
And listener, what we want you to do, this is the it book for summer reading. So please get your copy of Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches and take a picture of yourself with the book in really great places and tag at I've Had It Podcast, and we will share your images with our summer it book. You can buy it in bookstores. You can buy it in the link in our bio. You can buy it at Target, Walmart, Amazon, etc. All the retailers. Happy reading and happy summer.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp, and it is so important to protect your mental health. Workplace stress for me is just at an all-time high right now, going through all the news and seeing what's going on in the world. And that is why I need to release that stress and have a more relaxing summer. And the way I do that is with my BetterHelp therapist. And the reason I love BetterHelp, they have qualified therapists that I can meet with from my home. That means I can feel completely uninhibited, be comfortable, and I can do it on my schedule. And if I don't like my BetterHelp therapist or we don't click exactly, then I can change my therapist for no additional charge. As the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/hadit. That's better, HELP.com/hadit. You will be so glad when you feel less stressed after meeting with your BetterHelp therapist.
Some might say Homes.com is the best home shopping site. Could it be because it has a sleek, spam-free site or the most in-depth school info? Homes.com knows every parent wants the best for their kids, so they're the only ones with school and district details and reviews from multiple sources, including niche. It may be Homes.com's super comprehensive and transparent agent directory, or maybe it's that Homes.com is the only site that always directly connects you with the listing agent who knows the home best. Perhaps it's because Homes.com has the most in-depth neighborhood content of any home shopping site that's extensively researched to highlight the personality of each neighborhood. Homes.com has 22 data visualization layers, 7 environmental layers, and allows you to search by commute and architectural factors. It's the home search you've been searching for. Go to Homes.com today for home shopping the way it should be. Homes.com, we've done your homework. Okay, Kylie, next.
Okay, this one is a 5-star review titled, "You Made Me Stop Hating Podcasts." And Bobby writes, "Adore, adore, adore this podcast and the point of view from both of you. As a gaytriote in New York City, I find your perspective so refreshing. I read your book, and my God, that deepened my respect and love even more. Keep on the good fight, ladies."
I love that.
so
And this
nice.
is a great time to remind
Plug our book.
listener and viewer to go to our link in bio or to your local bookstore or online and buy our book called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. We want you to take it on vacation with you or on, in transport somewhere. Take a selfie of yourself with our book, tag yourself, and we'll share it on our social media. In this book, Pumps deep dives into her lifelong career as a sex worker and how she found her way to being America's top DEI podcaster. It's titillating.
It is so titillating.
Kylie,
Yes.
but back to the lesbians. Did your lesbian friends moved out of Oklahoma, didn't they?
We moved them out Sunday night.
Oh, that was sad.
I know.
These are our favorite lesies outside of Kylie, Kiki the Magic Lesbian, and of course her partner, Anna. And these lesies are the ones that they're such great sports. They gave us endless content accidentally. So they got engaged and they had baby showers for each bride.
No, wedding showers, not baby. Right?
Did I say baby?
Yeah.
Oh, they had wedding showers for each bride. And
They each proposed to one another.
Yes.
The double proposal was
It was
my
double
favorite.
your pleasure.
Yeah.
And so we really ragged on them. And they were such great sports, don't you think, Kylie?
I do, and I think we even did it in person again at a show they attended.
Oh,
We
that's
did
right,
in Dallas.
We did. We were like, oh, because I think you just told us about it, and we were like, what? They reproposed again? Yeah. But you know what? Where did they move?
To LA.
That's right. Okay. I thought it was
Ladies,
California.
you know who you are. I hope you're listening to this on your drive out to LA. We love you and thank you for being such good sports. And we're so happy that you are getting to a state where LGBTQ plus rights are valued and protected. And you will have a governor and politicians that see you as an integral, helpful, contributing member of the society and not shame you or belittle you like Governor Kevin Stitt of Oklahoma does. And I just want to say one thing about Governor Kevin Stitt, who I like to call Governor Dipshit. Kylie and I emceed the Pride Parade in Oklahoma City. And I would just like to live in a place where the governor showed up to Pride Parade because a lot of his citizens that pay his taxes, that pay his salary are gay. And I just think it's just total dipshit, chicken shit that he didn't show his ass up. And I think he is a chicken shit coward. I think he is a hypocritical Christian. And I think he has driven this state into the ground. All he cares about is business. And then he talks about Jesus to cover the fact that all he cares about is getting the rich richer, to Christian cover for the religious state. He never fights for working class people.
Never.
He never fights for human rights. He is a disgrace and he is despicable. And I cannot wait for his term to be over. Good riddance, Governor Dipshit. You are not liked in this state. And just of note, after the Oklahoma City Thunder
I was just going to say.
won the championship for the NBA, of course, he just couldn't get to a pickup truck fast enough to stand up in the back of it to make himself a part of the parade. Mind you, he's the one who speaks out against DEI. And I want to remind you that the NBA is majority Black athletes. And so this is a guy who clearly likes and embraces racist policies. Well, he couldn't get his ass on that pickup truck fast enough. And as he rode through the streets of Oklahoma City, he got booed mercilessly. And I'm here for it. You're a hypocrite. You don't stand up for anybody or anything except for rich people that think you're a dipshit.
True.
That's all I had to say about
true.
him. All right. I think we only have time for one news story. Oh, God, this is wild. Y'all are going to die. Okay. Pumps and Kiki. A 22-year-old man caught illegally posing as a dentist after learning online. He made $185,000 before getting caught and performing multiple root canals without qualifications.
This is so terrifying. This is so terrifying.
Root canals?
What the fuck? How did he get the medicine and the tools? Can you get all that shit on the internet?
I have no idea.
And I have a phobia about the dentist. I had
do
a
too.
really bad childhood dentist. And so it's hard on me.
What happened with the childhood dentist?
He was just meaner than a rattlesnake. And one time he was filling a cavity and I kept saying, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Like it wasn't numb all the way. And he didn't give a fuck. And he just kept going
Drilled
through. And it was horrible.
Pumps.
And so now it's like I would go to the gynecologist 3 times a day before I'd ever go to the dentist. I mean, I just hate it. I mean, it's a real mind fuck for me.
Oh,
so
I hate that little Pumps was traumatized.
Yes, little pumps. So yeah, I have so many questions about that. Like I get like the people that do Botox, people that don't have
A root canal is a pretty advanced thing because you have
Yes.
to x-ray and then go down into the root of the tooth.
and you have to have all those injections and the tools. Like
Is there a YouTube video that teaches such a thing? I mean, that's crazy. But you've heard of these stories before, like on 60 Minutes or 48 Hours, like somebody claims they're a doctor and they're not. Like we watched some documentary about some guy that was like implanting fake organs in people's bodies.
Yes,
Do you
what
remember
was
that?
Yes, I remember. He was in New York City. I remember that.
And then he moved to another country. And he was
Yes.
putting like fake
all kinds of
fake
shit.
windpipes.
That's what it was. It
When
was like
pi-
Dr. Love or something. He was saying that he was, yes, and he
Put
killed
like
people.
a lot of people died, and it was an excruciating pain.
Yeah. It was a horrible, tragic
Death. Yeah. All right. Anyway.
I do remember one time I was at a doctor that I'd never been to, and I did just happen to get on the OSCN, which is the Oklahoma Supreme Court Network, so it lists all the cases, and I just Googled his name for shits and giggles. I'd never done that before. 7 lawsuits, which I'm like, 1, completely get. 2, I even get. 7, I just packed my shit up and left.
Yeah, that's a good thing. Google your doctor, read the reviews, especially your dentist. Okay, so I think today we should hear from our listener, because I always love jumping into their grievances with them, because I'm always in the market for new things to be pissed off about. In Trump's America, I'm just, what else can I be pissed at today?
Let's line them up.
Bring it on. All right, so Kylie, who's up first?
Up first, we've got Curtis.
Lessica, hello pumps, hello Kiki the Magic Lesbitron. This is me. And I have had it with, and I know that we have just drug out the dead horse and beat it with a cane as much as we can about air travel. However, what we don't talk about enough is the way people act in airports. Now, I work at the airport. As a matter of fact, I work at the Atlanta airport, the biggest airport in the world. My office is smack dab in the center of it. I hate my life. And there is this saying that we use in aviation. Everyone's always like, oh, they check their brains when they check their bags. No. Listen, bitches, these people are beyond help, okay? I don't know what it is with people when they get into airports, but why are you stopping in the middle of the concourse to look around? What the fuck are you looking at? I mean, this is an absolute epidemic.
It is.
It needs to be studied, and quite honestly, I think we need to just burn it all down and start over. Okay, thanks, bye.
He's spot on. And this is something that it happens to you a lot. You're walking, you're going, you're switching terminals, you've got to get to your gate, and then somebody just stops.
Yeah.
Right in the middle, and then just kind of starts looking around. And I caught myself doing this one time and one time only. And thank God the person that passed me was really hateful to me, and I deserved every ounce of it. So you can't just stop in the middle of an airport walkway like this. I almost ran over you. And I mean, he was 100% right. I grabbed my suitcase, went over to the side. I deserved it. I deserved to be publicly humiliated. I deserved to be publicly shamed. I deserved every bit of it. And since then, I've made a commitment to myself and to others in the airport to be like, I want to be, if there is an award to be given out in airports, I want to be the best traveler award. And I'll give you an example. Recently, I was at LaGuardia, which we're always there, and there was this girl in front of me, and there was, guess what? 5 crusty old white guys in front of her waiting on their bags to come through the machine, the x-ray machine. Mm-hmm. And these 5 little crusty McCrustersons with their little muffin tops, and they do the, hike up their pants and kind of give you a googly eye once over. You know the type.
I know the type.
They think they're hot. Nobody ever told them they weren't.
Right.
And they think they're good lays, and nobody ever said, listen, Betty, you're a gyrator. Nobody's ever had to come to Jesus with these guys because they're white. And so this gal and I, we're like waiting for them to get all their stuff. And they all leave their little bins out.
Oh,
and I did
that.
And she looked at me and she goes, right? And so she went real dramatically and got them all stacked on top of one another and then put them down. And I was like, you go, girl. I support that. And then she had 2 bins for her. And I just, as a pay it forward to show her I was a good Samaritan and on her team for publicly shaming the crusty McCrusterson muffin tops, I said, I've got your bins. And I grabbed her bins and I put them over. And I just felt like women, again, delivering.
It's always the women, I feel like. But here's the thing in an airport. I have done that one time too, where I stopped and was looking at a text, and when somebody holds you accountable, you remember and you don't do it again. You modify your behavior. And here's the thing, what I think it is with airports. I think that we have this expectation that everyone will conform to the rules for the betterment of everybody else. And they just simply will not. I mean, I get so fucking tired of people acting like it is a newsflash. It's the first time it's ever happened that you can't have water go through the x-ray machine at security. Like, dude, this has been happening for as long as I can remember. Take your fucking water bottle out and throw it away. Empty your Stanley or whatever the fuck you have. Like, this is not personal. This is everybody has to do this. So it should not be a surprise to you. It should not be a surprise they need your driver's license, because every single flight for every year I have been alive required this type of identification. So all these people that act like it's the first time they're traveling, even though you know it's not, I'm just like, fucking pay attention.
MAGA.
I do. I look
think
at
it's
these
a direct
people,
link. It's a
and I
direct
think,
link. Stanley cups, top knot headbands, MAGA,
lack of accountability,
lack of awareness in an airport. Let me ask you this. So on that same trip where that girl and I bonded at the bin put away part of the security checkpoint, after I made my way up near the gate, I had to go do a pre-flight TT, right? So I go into the stall, and shout out to LaGuardia for making your stalls big enough that you can bring your suitcase in and comfortably have enough leg space. So I go in to the stall, I open the door, and then I look at the toilet, and there's a huge, giant turd.
oh, see, I just got chills because I've walked in that bathroom.
A solid log and no toilet paper surrounding it. Okay. So my first question to you, yes or no, do you go in to that stall, flush it and use it, or no, you avoid the stall altogether?
I avoid the stall altogether. I boycott.
I avoid the stall altogether. So I went out of that stall and then went to a stall that didn't have a heaping pile of shit in the bowl.
Right.
And then as I was peeing in my new stall, my shit-free stall, I started thinking, why was there no toilet paper in with that turd? Are we talking about somebody went in here and dropped a fucking bomb and didn't wipe their ass and didn't flush the toilet and tucked and rolled to their gate and sat on an airplane with other human beings? And that's what I was thinking about while I was peeing. I had so many questions surrounding that turd sitting there in solitude. What do you think? What do you think happened there? Because somebody's ass didn't get wiped because there was no toilet paper in their pumps.
Probably one of those crusty white guys.
And it's not like the turd came back out, because at airports it is a flusher with I mean, just
it's a commercial grade flusher.
Yes, the turd's not coming back out.
No, the minute you said there was no toilet paper in a turd, I immediately thought somebody is rolling around with shit on their ass that they could have wiped but chose not to. And sitting on an airplane with recycled air.
Why are we not like, here's what I have to say about this, and this happens a lot. If you poop in public, okay, we're human beings. Everybody has to shit. A child book. What's the book? Everybody poops. What is it?
I can't remember.
Everybody craps, whatever. Anyway, so you have to go take a shit in public. You have to remain with that shit.
Absolutely.
In the stall with the door locked until it is all the way down. Another point, if you've got skitters in the toilet, you've got to stay and keep flushing, and you've got to leave that toilet shit free.
Absolutely.
And the last thing I want to think about, and I thought about this the remainder of my flight home, is whose shitty ass is on what flight? Are they on my flight? Do we have rogue feces and ass cheeks on this airplane right here, right now? Is that what we have going on in Trump's America? We got feces, ass cheeks on this flight right now?
Yeah.
And I can't deal with this.
No, that is like the grossest of the gross. And I mean, the minute you said that, I'm thinking, did they not wipe their ass? Like, and why are you not standing guard until that shit is down? Like, it is down, down, down. And I will say, in my lifetime, and it's probably been in the last probably 2 years. I don't think it was an airport, but I had to poop in public. It was an emergency. Like,
you poop in public all the time.
I don't as much as I used to. But
growth.
It's growth. But I mean, so I'm standing there and I'm guarding that thing. Well, there was a spot that it wasn't going down. Like, it was a skitter that was sticking, and I did like 2, 3 flushes. Do you know what I did in a public fucking restroom?
You got toilet paper and
Yes, I did. I was like, I'm not walking out of this and leaving a skid. Like, not on my watch. I may have offended the entire bathroom, for which I apologize. But I will not leave this thing. And if I have perfume in my purse, I'm spraying I'm doing everything to try not to affect other people.
When you shit in public, do you start flushing as the shit comes out?
100%.
Is it just a consistent sound of flushing? Because that's, if I ever have to do it, if I'm in a dire situation, which is about once every 5 years, it is just a constant stream of flushing.
It's a courtesy flush after courtesy flush.
And the courtesy flush is for multiple reasons.
Yes.
For sound barrier.
Absolutely.
For scent protection.
Yeah.
And skidder protection. It should just be a jet stream of flushing throughout the entire thing. So how somebody at LaGuardia International Airport walked in and dropped a solid log and did not wipe their ass and didn't wait for that log to be put in the sewage is just beyond me.
I almost think they didn't even flush at all.
I think it was premeditated.
Calculate, yeah.
I do. I think this is a sick puppy. I think there is a sick puppy on the loose, some sick, twisted shitter that gets some excitement from just dropping a log, not wiping, flying on an airplane with feces in their ass cheeks, and not flushing. And now they're being spoken about on America's Top DEI podcast.
You know what else I think? I think that lady, was probably in the Moms for Liberty.
100%.
We haven't heard from them lately, but that sounds exactly like
I think that is a Moms of Liberty type situation.
As my children are growing older, they're becoming more susceptible to fragrance in the products they use on their skin. And that is why I have been now diving in to what are the chemicals in the products that I use. And I am finding that so many chemicals are in there that are unnecessary. I was shocked that my laundry detergent is one of the worst culprits. So I switched to Earth Breeze. Their detergent sheets are free from harsh chemicals like dyes, parabens, phosphates, and preservatives. And they're way easier to use. No heavy plastic jugs, no mess, just a pre-measured sheet that dissolves in seconds. I feel so much better knowing I'm not exposing myself and my kids to those unnecessary toxins. And my laundry still comes out fresh and clean. If you want a gentler clean without harsh chemicals, switch to Earth Breeze. They're also backed by a 100% money-back guarantee. So basically, you are trying it risk-free. Right now, you can get 40% off with your subscription at earthbreeze.com/hadit. That's earthbreeze.com/hadit. Let's face it, we often do not associate speed and quality. For example, when you drive through a drive-thru, you don't expect to get the very best Michelin star food. But there is an exception to that, and that is ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter, you can find candidates fast who are also extremely qualified for your job. With ZipRecruiter's advanced resume database, you can proactively find and connect with qualified candidates in minutes. So there's little waiting. Want to meet with a standout candidate? You can unlock their contact info instantly. 320,000 new resumes are added monthly, which means you can reach more potential hires and fill roles sooner. No wonder ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Experience hiring speed and quality with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And if you go to ZipRecruiter.com/hadit right now, you can try it for free. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/hadit. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. This episode of I've Had It is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game, shifting a little money here and a little there and just hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can be a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help you find options within your budgets. So try it today at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law, not available in all states.
Okay, up next we've got Kelly.
Hello, Jen, head beaver in charge, and Kiki, the magical lesbian. I have had it with people asking me for directions. Like, put it in your fucking phone and let your phone tell you where to get to where you're going. Like, if I tell you, hey, we're having a birthday get together at this place, don't respond with, where is that?
Right.
I literally gave you the address. Not fucking Lewis and Clark here. Like, I'm not going to tell you to go north or south. And on top of that, I've also had it with somebody trying to give me directions like that. Like, I don't need directions. I just give me a landmark. Like, do I turn left at McDonald's or not? Don't tell me, oh, go north on Interstate 70. No. I don't want any of that. I just don't fucking ask me how to get somewhere. Like, you have all the tools to make that happen. That should never be your response. Just say, okay, or what's the address? But you know what? Don't even ask me for that either, because fucking look it up.
This is one of the best things about cell phones.
Right.
Because if you grew up in the 80s or in the 50s, like Pumps did.
Fuck off.
The getting directions was this art form.
Yeah.
And it was like a compliment where we didn't have, any sort of, we had maps, but if you're going somewhere locally in town, you would say if you got to a place from point A to B and somebody gave you directions, you're literally on a landline and you would write down, okay, go down, Pennsylvania Avenue, turn right at the second stop sign, turn left. And if when you arrived at the place, you would tell the person, you gave great directions.
Yeah.
And if they gave bad directions, then it was a criticism. God, you give terrible directions.
Right. No,
and that's
I
a gift
remember
that we don't have to talk about that anymore.
I 100% agree. And it is so infuriating when someone says, how do I get there? It's like, fucking look it up. Like she said, like, you have all the tools. Here's the thing, though. There's a double-edged sword to this. Our boys, well, our youngest, my son cannot get to Jennifer Welch's house from my house, and he has been there
His whole life.
his entire life. Like, this is not new. But unless he puts your address in the map thing, he doesn't know how to get there. So it's like they're so dependent on the map, like the young drivers, that they're like, if their phone were to go out, they're fucked. Like, Luke Olson could not get to Roman Welch's house if his life depended on it without putting it in the MapQuest. And he has been there for 15 years in your new house.
Yeah. No, smartphones definitely make people dumb, but smartphones, as somebody who's trying to talk to people less and communicate with people less, the fact that I don't have to hear a crusty McCrusterson muffin top. Well, what you got to do is, I'll tell you this. Here's what you do. You go north, and the men were the worst. It went on and on and on the directions, and I have not missed that one bit. And I will sacrifice an IQ point on our children to not have to hear those directions from Krusty McCrustersons
Yeah,
anymore.
especially if you had to stop like at a gas station.
Yeah, we can give up an IQ point for Luke and Roman on that. Yeah, they're smart enough. All right, Kylie, next.
Okay, we've got Ryan.
Hello, Blessica. Hello, Pumps. Hello, Kiki, the magic lesbian. Hello, Seth, the DEI hire. This is Ryan coming from you all the way in Orlando, a section of Florida that does not identify with being in Florida. I fucking had it with bumper stickers that say, my cat is a Republican. My dog is a Democrat. First of all, your pets can't fucking vote. And even if they could, they wouldn't be voting for a goddamn Republican.
Right. It's true.
Stop it. Stop it. It's enough. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for being you.
I think this is a really good point, because I think if animals could vote, they would clearly never vote for Republicans by virtue of the fact that the Republican Party just appointed the Secretary of Homeland Security, one Kristi Noem, who, when she's not playing dress up, which she does all the time, which is fucking wild, like the super high cabinet position in the United States of America. And this woman rolls out, we're talking 3-4 dozen different costumes this woman has. And before being in this position, she played dress up as like a dentist. I think she's got some sort of dress up porn fetish.
I promise you.
I digress.
Yeah.
But she shot a dog.
Her family
named
dog.
Cricket. A dog named Cricket that was her pet. She shot the dog. And prior to her, one presidential candidate that was beaten by one Barack Hussein Obama. And this GOP candidate's name was Mitt Romney, whom I affectionately referred to as Mittens. He tied his dog to the roof of his car and went on a road trip. So Republicans have a history of not understanding how you're supposed to treat animals, which comes as no surprise to me because they treat women like shit, they treat black people like shit, they treat immigrants like shit, and they treat gay people like shit. So dogs and cats and all that would just be right in there. So no dog or cat in their right fucking mind would ever vote for a Republican.
Unless they were like the Caitlyn Jenner of dogs, just like
a dog that hates being a dog.
Right. A dog that hates being a dog.
Maybe it's a weenie dog and it wants to be a golden retriever.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be.
Teeny weenie issues.
A teeny weenie issue.
You're right.
There's a lot of teeny weenie issues out there, especially in MAGA. But here's the thing too, and I know I've said this, if you've heard it once 1,000 times. Not only did Kristi Noem shoot her dog, her children's dog, their pet, she put it in a book and told people. And the other people that read the book, nobody ever thought like, I don't think you tell everybody that you murdered your family pet. So nobody around her thought it was a good idea
but it
either.
Advanced her career.
Donald Trump was like, you fucking shot your dog? Come over. Be a cabinet secretary.
Yeah.
Be in charge of FEMA. When people lose their houses and their pets, you're the perfect person to help.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's fucking nuts.
It's fucking crazy. The Republican Party is a death cult.
It is.
It is a death cult. It is just an absolute death cult. They want women to die. They don't want people to have health care. They want to somebody just recently died in ICE custody, and that piece of shit Tom Homan was like, yeah, people die in custody. Who gives a shit? That Joni Ernst, she's a senator. People die. I mean, they're an absolute white, crusty death cult with Clarence Thomas and Caitlyn Jenner as their little tokens.
Right.
All right. Last one, Kylie.
Okay, the last one is from Flo.
I love that name.
Flow.
I fucking had it with snoring. I feel like snoring is the most socially acceptable antisocial behavior that there is because people just say that they can't help it. What do you mean you can't help it? What do you mean you can't just breathe silently while you sleep? Like, what the fuck is up with that? Close your mouth. Get some mouth tape if you really must. And I know it's hashtag not all men, but it is a predominantly male issue. It just riles me up even further. The other day I was on a flight and a man a couple seats down from me was just snoring cacophonously for the whole flight. And I was thinking, here I am doing the exact same as you. Oxygen goes in, carbon dioxide goes out. Silently. There is no need for this rumbling, grumbling, grating, fucking irritating sound to be coming out of you. What is going on? If I was in a shared space, either public transport or a shared room, and it was like publicly determined that it was sleep time, would it be acceptable for me to play I've Had It podcast out loud? No, it would not, because that would disturb the fellow sleepers. So why on earth are we putting up with snoring? A similarly disruptive, noisy, nocturnal activity. Ugh, I've had it.
How much do we love Flo?
I love Flo, but do I snore?
No.
Well, I don't.
No. I mean, you might get into a cadence of just like a little bit of heavy breathing, but nowhere near a snore.
You don't snore either. When we would share rooms the only thing you do in the middle of the night is you reach over for your vape. She vapes in her sleep.
I vape in my sleep. Okay, here's the thing about the snoring. I blame people on planes that are snoring like that. Like when you're like made aware that that's happening, you have to make yourself stay up. Like you can't go to sleep. Like if you're going to just sit there or put what are those little nose breathe right deals? They put those on.
The tape on your nose.
And here's the thing. I will admit this. This happened maybe 4 flights ago. I fell asleep in my seat and I woke up and my mouth was hanging open like I was catching every fly on planet Earth.
Did you have drool down your face?
Drool the whole nine. I was horrified. I was so embarrassed that I was sitting there going, I was like, I'm not going back to sleep. Like, this is embarrassing.
Oh, you forced yourself to stay awake after
because
that?
I was just like, I am now one of those people that sits around.
Were you sitting next to a person or were you in the seat by yourself?
No, I was in the seat by myself, but that's not the point.
But
the flight attendant saw it.
You forced yourself to stay awake after that?
That's like, other people shouldn't see your mouth hanging open and drool coming out. So the snoring is just a whole new level.
So you put yourself in an awake state timeout.
I like set myself up, no more reclining. I was like, okay, we're doing this. Read my book. Because I was just like, it's fucking gross. Like, it's just too much.
I don't really mind it, like if people fall asleep on planes.
No, I know, but if your mouth's hanging up and drool's coming out, that's
I just
gross.
don't look at people on planes.
And I probably wouldn't have noticed either. But if somebody would have had their mouth hanging open, like, I would notice that. And the snoring, I'll tell you what I would have done. I would have walked right over and go, sir, you're snoring. No one else can sleep. I would have.
I don't doubt it, Karen.
Karen would just be all in his business.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it for 1 second. I mean, I just know that you would definitely do that. I've seen you do similar
stuff.
Type interruptions.
Oh, you'll love this. So I was at my son's and we were on the phone with the management company and he's on speaker. And so he's asking a question. She's answering it. Well, then I just pipe in because it's on speaker. And like I ask a question. I got the death look. And when that phone hung up, I got read to filth. Do not butt in when I am talking to the management company. I'm 25 years old. I do not need your help answering this question. He was like kind of joking, but serious as a heart attack. And I was like, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. He's like, I know you can't help yourself because you're such a fucking Karen. Back up. And I was like, okay, you're right. You're right. I did it.
Good for Sam.
Yeah. I mean, he just like read me to filth.
Good for Sam. All right. I think that's all we have for today on this very special episode of I've Had It, where we want you to go buy our book, Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. It is a tell-all manifesto, and we will see you all when, Pumps.
We will see you next Tuesday and Thursday.
Y'all have to know what's going on here.
Thursday.
So Pumps, for a long time, at the end of the podcast, she would say, we'll see you next Tuesday and Thursday. Thursday.
So I've been practicing like crazy.
So I would always die laughing, and then I would just die laughing. So now it's in her head. And so every time I say, we'll see you next, Pumps, tell him.
See you next Tuesday and Thursday.
I'll tell you what I've had it with. Let's hear it. I've had it with that. Listen up, patriots, gaytriots, and natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called iHip News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw.
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw.
That's it. That's
caw-caw.
That's the patriotism that this country needs right there.